Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Well, good afternoon. How about it? It's Transformational Tip Tuesday, and look who's here. June is in the house. There's our girl, Lindsay, and of course, you know who else is lurking in the background there? Jenny and Amber. They're just being quiet right now. They're like silent unicorns stalking you. Hello, Marianne. I'm so glad you're here, and Helen and Carla. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Jocelyn. So good to see you, too. So today we're going to be talking more about what our personal power is all about. Joanne knows about this. You know, we start to tap into our personal power when we start to take, get it, responsibility for our lives. It's really amazing what happens there. All kinds of things start to get dialed in. Lynn knows about this. So do you, Brenda. So do you, Susan. So do you, Darla. Aren't you so glad? Isn't it just a shift? Isn't it just a change? I think it's pretty cool. And I'm going to be talking about that today. But first, who is ready for something really fun? I mean, don't we need some fun? And if you saw the post that we had about our cart going on vacation and all the places that it stayed in, I don't know about you, but that made my day because I was pretty upset about this. I asked you to pray about it yesterday. You remember? And everything got fixed. We got everything handled and done. And then our Amber, the creative genius in this whole posse, decided to put our cart on vacation, showing our cart falling over from too much cognac in Paris and all of that. I just thought it was hilarious. So I hope you saw that. It was really fun. Yes, look at all of you lovelies. Sarah is always ready for fun. Yes, she does a fabulous job with our posts, and we're getting better engagement on Instagram thanks to our Amber. So you can find us on Instagram, by the way, now at Saving Dinner, duh, right? Wasn't it? Marianne loved the cart. Hi, Willow. It's good to see you. Giselle, I haven't seen you so long. Well, okay. You can come back. We'll take that. Lisa's also in the house. By the way, Lisa's looking for somebody who can go with her from Ohio, right? Isn't that right? To get a ride to Full Bloom. And I want her to come. Hello, Teresa. Yeah, it was a great post. Everybody loved it. Everyone loves Amber. What can I say? She's got a fabulous sense of humor. You got to laugh at stuff like that. It took me from being very fearful and tearful to just laughing and saying, you know what? It's all good. It's all going to work out. And just didn't it? It worked out before I was done asking for prayer requests. I mean, God is good all the time. Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you, too, for being a part of our supportive community. That means everything in the whole world to me. And I should have put my shirt back on because I'm going to be playing with my bra straps this entire time. Sorry about that, guys. You know. So if you were with us last night, we talked about our Get Strong, Stay Strong challenge, which is coming up this Monday. Okay, this Monday coming up. Now, I have information for a lot of you bought the kit to go with the whole thing. The CLA is going to be MIA, right? We have it on the schedule. We sold a ton of it during our gala. It's being run this week. It's going to ship on Friday. And for that, we're still going to send you the kit because it's so important and it's going out today. But just know your CLA is going to be missing. We will put it out as soon as it gets in. Listen, CLA works all the time, right? It works all the time. So be okay with that because, you know, we're doing the very best that we can. Yeah, Willow, you can watch it. Go to savingdinner.com/strong and you can watch the whole thing. So yes, she's looking at my clavicles and my shoulders. So today was full body. So I will, you know, I didn't get a chance to really move it, but I had lots of push-ups today. What can I tell you? Lots of push-ups. And my push-ups, anybody who does push-ups, you know, when you first start out with push-ups, they're kind of wimpy, but I'm almost chest to the ground and up, almost being able to do a full Marine plank it all out push-up. Working on it. I'll get there. So it's fun to watch yourself change. I think this is part, again, of connecting all the powerful components of who we are as women. Isn't that kind of cool? I like that so much. Anyway, Marianne said she thought the webinar was excellent. Thank you, Marianne, for that. Got a lot of information in there because I want you to see and understand and be able to grasp what fitness is all about, because we all have this weird notion, like something we read in a Cosmo magazine when we were in our 20s, you know? It ain't that way anymore. There's a lot of things to take into consideration and ways to be stronger and being better. I am an athlete. You were right, Sarah. I am an athlete. And every day I get up and I say, yep, I'm an athlete. Let's put on the gear. Let's go. It's fun. It's fun. Doesn't it feel good that way? So check out what just came in the shop. Oh, wait a minute. I want to hear Sarah. I want to see Sarah's jaw drop. We got a new mindful mug in. And let me tell you something, and I'm not kidding you about this. So this is yesterday. We had the cart situation, and then the mugs come, and I'm thinking, oh, good, redemption. A quarter of them, more than a quarter of them, broken to smithereens. Broken to smithereens. But look, hey there, Margot. I'm glad to see you. We still got the cup, girls. We still got it. I have grit, not quit. Are you not just, sorry, but I saw it. I said, I'm going to wet my pants. And I did. It's still adorable. This is the best. So when I say we don't have very many of them, boy, am I not kidding. So go to savingdinner.com/mug to go get them. It's red. And I love the inside being white. Don't ask me why, but I like, when I have black coffee, I want to see the contrast. It's just my weirdness. But I so love this cup. It's 11 ounces. And again, none of our mugs are dishwasher safe. We didn't know this, but we now have the education to be able to say, don't put them in the dishwasher, okay? Not dishwasher safe, but it is a mindful mug nonetheless. I have grit, not quit, and I'm telling you, that's what we're all about here. Isn't this, nope, no dishwasher, no dishwasher. So what do? I do a sudsy. We are going to order more, but it's going to take a minute, Jane. That's exactly. Joanne has. See, Joanne, I love you, Joanne. By the way, she has the same weirdness that I do. Yeah, I like it when it's wet on the inside too. I want to see the contrast. I know. That's where I live. Are you going to get your mindful mug? Get them now, because it's going to take a minute to get the other ones. We are going to place another order and what have you. We're just. Yesterday it was one of those, I'm going to get through this day and I'm not going to have a meltdown. Days happen like that. You're cool with it, right? Oh, good. There's more on the way. See, Jenny is, if something needs to get done, Jenny's like on it, like white on rice. I'm telling you, you don't mess with my Jenny. Don't. She will take you down to Chinatown. It's over. She's got your back, my back, the whole company's back, all the backs. She's got them. She knows what's going on. And anytime she can find it, she's on it, including the mindful mugs. And on the back, cute, mindful mug, pinky up cup, and all of our little social stuff. I'm sorry, but this is one of the most adorable cups. And you can see this is even one of the damaged ones. Look, chip on the bottom. And we were like picky auntie. I know. I wanted red because I wanted fire. I wanted red because grit, not quit. That's like, that's talk about personal power. That's a statement. So that's why I wanted that one. And we were all in agreement. Bring on the red. So yes, Jenny is amazing all the time. And she does. She takes everything seriously. And she makes sure. Sarah just bought a cup. I'm watching it come. Sarah, good girl. You're gonna get one of the good ones, not one of the damaged ones. That's all. But doesn't it just brighten your day? I don't know. I have to have a red cup. Also, our organic ACV is flying out the door. If you buy 3, you're gonna get 1 free. Period. That's how that works. Everything that I can tell you about ACV has been written in a glorious post. You'll find it at savingdinner.com/show. That's where we put the supplements of the week. That's where you cash in on these deals. And that's where you're going to find out why organic ACV is going to rock your world. So I have started doing something else too. This is another thing that I've been doing. I've been playing with my supplements and playing with how do I do them and increasing some of them just kind of putting them on the side for a minute, like not every day. But ACV I've started taking with my supplements, and I find they go down so much easier, and it's less likely to give me kind of an upset stomach, because when I take a pile of supplements, it's pretty mind-boggling. There's a lot there. So check it out. Definitely check it out. Buy 3, get 1 free. And you can find this at savingdinner.com/show. The packages are continuing to go out. We're going to split some orders up. Some are going to be a little bit longer than others. Do be patient with us, though. We know that you trust us. We know that you are here to support us and what have you. We are also a very small shop, as you know. We are small batch manufacturers for supplements is essentially what we do. And I'm going to tell you right now that they're going out, and they're going out as fast as we can possibly get them out the door. And even Mark went down to the post office. We had Saturday morning, they didn't come get our supplements. And he was, I'll have none of that, and went down there and he marched in there and talked to them, and we've got them. So everything is going out, and it's quick. I saw that Lynn said she got hers. Good. Jocelyn got hers already. Sarah got her Vibrant C yesterday. What did you think, Sarah? I mean, do you have silk on your skin or what? I'm telling you, it is the best thing ever. So first, I thank you for that so much. And also, Lynn says she got hers last night. All the treasures. Isn't it so sweet? Hi, Angie. I'm glad you're here. I'm waiting to hear Sarah's. I know you've used your Vibrant C already. I want to hear what you think. So Pop-Up Boutique is open. And if you're like me, you're going to get one of everything. So many good, fun things. Check it out at savingdinner.com/pop. If you're coming to Full Bloom virtually or not, or in person, you need your swag. Go get your swag on savingdinner.com/pop. And Full Bloom is on. You can join us in person, or you can join us virtually. All the details are at savingdinner.com/bloom. That's what we have. That's so much fun. Yes, there she is. Sarah says, what did I think? Silk. Wasn't I right? And the satiny and it just yum, right into all of your skin. Hi, Jeanette. Jane also got hers too. Yes, Joanne, I know yours has been shipped. I think most people's have been shipped. We did them. We're still doing them. What can I just tell you? That's the honest truth. We're still doing them. But we've got your back, and we will make sure everything goes out on time. That's what I have for, and don't forget, Friday is Food Fight. So we have Food Fight Friday, and we might have something else. We might have something else coming up. I don't know. I have an idea brewing in my head, and I'll let you know about it. I got to talk to the team about it first. Jenny, remind me. I keep forgetting. You told your husband it came in a 3-pack. You know what? Everything does, doesn't it? I do that kind of thing. I know what you mean. Mark says, another package from Amazon. And I said, yeah. I've got dental floss picks in one. I've got dog toys in another. I've got, name that tune. All the sparkle, glittery Rama Jamma and the earrings and everything that I wore. That was all Amazon stuff for $20. I wasn't going to spend a whole lot of money on that stuff. So why not? Anyway, if you want to go watch we do start the new challenge on Monday, and it's this Be Strong, Stay Strong challenge. Now, the thing that I like about this is that it's going to teach you different levels of fitness and also how to get strong, build muscle, not look like Arnold. I promise you, build muscle using your own body weight. It's really cool. There's actual pictures of me doing all of the exercises and taking you all the way through, so that and you can see I have a very imperfect body. So I volunteered to do that. You do what you need to do. And there it is. I'm putting it out there. I want you to put it out there too, and be a part of this challenge. Even if you don't think you can, yes, you can. That's what we're talking about all this week is power. all this week is power. Do you guys remember back in the day, the Guthy Rinker infomercials that were on either late at night or early in the morning, and especially Tony Robbins? Find your personal power within. Anybody remember that? I'm telling you, I bought it. I'm not going to lie. I bought that thing. Sure, I did. And not only did I buy it, it was not even in CDs at that time. It was still cassette tapes. I had all of it. And I just remember listening to it one at a time. At the time, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I was a rep for a title company. And I was listening to this stuff all the time, just, trying to figure out my way out of this world that I was in that I didn't want to be a part of. I wanted to do something different. And I wanted to understand that, is there a connection here with connecting with this quote unquote personal power and being able to get what you want in life instead of what you think you needed to have? So that's kind of where this whole thing started. And I remember watching those commercials. I know you do remember watching them, but I was like captivated. And the people with their testimonials and all of that. And, a lot of that marketing stuff has followed us into even the internet these days. But it's important. It's important to see the validation that, hey, is this something for me? Yeah, it worked for this lady, Yeah, we want that validation, don't we? We want to know this is stuff that can work. And we want to know, like, is it really true that we can tap into a personal power? Like, what is this personal power? Well, I want to kind of go through some of this stuff, and I've got some random notes, and then at the end, I'm going to tie it together with some action items that you can do. So if you'll bear with me, I think this is some good stuff here. I also read some articles on the psychology of personal power and what that really means, and how we can move ourselves into this place of really believing in it and believe it about ourselves. And anyway, some of the highlights I think then are for finding our own personal power is that we just have to acknowledge that we have it. Acknowledge that we have it, and we also have to declare it, I believe. Declarations are manifestos of sorts, and manifestos are strong and powerful. The Declaration of Independence is a manifesto. We the people, And when you have a personal manifesto for yourself, it is an I am statement, because that is extraordinarily declarative, extraordinarily powerful, and it's making a statement of what it is that you believe about yourself to be. And even if you don't all the way believe it, I aming it puts it into the present tense, which your brain understands. Your brain doesn't understand past tense and I will. It doesn't understand that. It understands what is in front of you right now. It's like working with a puppy. Puppies don't understand. Hey, tomorrow we're going to go for a walk, or I took you for a walk yesterday. They understand right now. Okay. So when you're thinking of your brain, think about a puppy. Think about a puppy for just a minute, and it needs to be in their face right now today. Okay. And that's why I am statements are so incredibly powerful. You have to replace, and this stuff is all, by the way, from Tony Robbins' program and from his the Giant Within or whatever. These are all things that he had to say. And I look back on some of them and I'm like, well, duh. We've been talking about this stuff for years, but back in the day, not really. We had, before Tony Robbins came on the scene in the 80s, there was, Napoleon Hill and a bunch of all of those guys. But they sounded very old-fashioned compared to where he is now. But, one of the things that Tony Robbins says is you got to replace all that negative talk, self-talk, with positive affirmations. Duh. But we go a step further, don't we? The way that we do it. We wrap our affirmations in intentional kind of goals. That's what we do. That's how the whole thing works when we're talking about doing your goals. Our goals are very different. And I tried doing goals with Tony Robbins, and it made me insane. This is the best thing that I've ever come up with personally for myself. And I've seen it work over and over and over again for women. And there's a reason why. It's really simple. The reason why is that it puts an urgent timeline on it, and it keeps it to 3 goals, and it keeps it in the intentional positive affirmation way, all in present tense. I am. I am. I am is really super powerful. So the other thing that we need to do is we also need to recognize that for our personal power to be sparked and used is we have to advocate for ourselves. It was like I told you about the thing with sitting in the chair and telling my hairdresser, "Oh yeah, the great hair," and then leaving and crying in the car. Did I advocate for myself? No, I shrunk back. Why? When you're constantly in this mode of people pleasing at any cost, you put yourself on the chopping block first and your personal power. And you're giving up your personal power just a little bit at a time. It's like dealing cards. It's like, here, M&Ms, you can have this. Here, hairdresser that I barely know, you can have this. Here, person in the who button line in front of me at the store, you can just do that too. And you're giving it out. Boom, boom, boom. There goes your personal power. And then you just sit there deflated, frustrated, pretty angry sometimes, maybe even PO'd, We get to that place, but it's our own issue because we've given up our personal power for just so we don't have to give up being a people pleaser. You understand what that's about, right? How many times have you done that? How many times have we done that so that it is a lifestyle and it's what we do? And that's the whole thing, is that this is what this becomes. And then we get ourselves to the place of wrapped up and just like thoroughly ticked off at the world because we haven't stepped up. We haven't said a word for ourselves. So advocating for ourselves is absolutely crucial. And the other thing, think about it for a minute. You've heard the thing before of like the stewardess says, stewardess, listen to me. What am I? It was 1970. The flight attendant says, when your mask comes down, put it on yourself first, then help others. Think about this for a minute. Why do they keep saying that over and over again? You're like, yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it 100 times, right? You know why? Because we need to hear it over and over again. Our tendency is, oh, I'm going to help others. I'm going to be doing all of this. I'm going to be doing all of that. To go to ourselves first, to take care of ourselves first is foreign, especially for women. We're caretakers, Willow. She says, break out your Pan Am bag. But it's the truth. This is exactly how it is. We need to be reminded that, yes, you do need to come first. If we're going to put people into our lives and help and assist and love and care for, we can do nothing if we have no power to draw from, no breath to breathe. Isn't that right? Darla loves the journal. I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you so much. Joanne does too. I love this. Everything shifts when we understand that it's not a selfish thing to advocate for ourselves first. It's not a selfish thing to sit up and just say, yeah, this is what I need. No, I just kind of don't like the way you did my hair. Remember when I said X, Y, and Z? Can we do that instead? It's not, we equate this idea of standing up for yourself with being nasty and mean. And you don't have to be. You can say it in a nice way, no, that's just not quite it. I shared with you one of my favorite things from The Office, because we're big Office fans. And when I can't remember everybody's name, fortunately, I don't keep room in my head for TV characters, but she goes, the gal who was the receptionist goes and gets beers, and she gets the wrong beers, and she was going to accept them. But she, at this point, was just starting to step into her own power and recognize that she needed to do this for herself. She needed to say something. And she started walking away and came back and said, no, this is not what I ordered. And he went, oh, okay, what was it? She got what she ordered and she walked away triumphantly. Pam, that's right. Pam walked away triumphantly. And I just remember watching that and thinking, I get that. I so get that. Because in our people-pleasing mode, we're just going to roll over and take whatever anyone's dished out. And that is the opposite of personal power. So not only do we have to replace the negative self-talk and advocate for ourselves, but you know what else? We have to have the humility of heart and the humbleness and the recognition that we're not omnipotent. We don't know it all. We need to ask for help when we need it. We need to ask for help. it's hard sometimes to ask for help. It's like admitting, hey, I don't know how to do this. Well, you don't. Then you ask for help. When we start asking for help, what we're doing is we're opening up and we're being a little bit vulnerable. We start asking for help. We're saying we don't know everything, and that all knowledge has not dropped on our heads and helped us to become, everything. It's just true. But we get in this way of just not wanting to speak up, not wanting to come across as not knowing everything. If we start to ask for help when necessary, you know what? I'm not doing this right. I don't know what's missing. Can you help me out? Can you show me what I'm missing here? We get to shorten up that timeline of learning. We get to get right to the heart of the matter, and somebody can come alongside of us and say, hey, here, let me help you. I've already got my oxygen mask on. Let me give it to you now. That's how this whole thing works. And it recognizes the power of others as well as your own personal power by saying, I don't know how. It's not a big deal. But, those of us who are in this place of, dancing for our dinners and just trying to people please our way all the way through life, oftentimes have a hard time asking for help too. And we also have a hard time accepting help as well. We also have a hard time accepting gifts and compliments. This is all what happens because what is this? We're trying to be invisible and shrink and go in and just be a part of the wallpaper. I want you to start seeing this. If this is you and you hear me right now saying this, and you're saying this is me, every time you do any of these things, you diminish your own personal power. You deny that exists. And I want you to hear this too. When we deny our personal power, we're denying the one who gave it to us in the first place. Eek. Isn't that tough? Because who do you think gave you who you are? Who do you think stuffed all that DNA into your bodysuit? Who do you think gave you your voice and your eyes and your ears, your ability to move your body? Who gave it all to you? If we don't use it, like we talked about in the Be Strong, Get Strong, Be Strong webinar on Monday, if we don't use it, we lose it. It's the same with your voice. Your voice is important. It's important. It needs to be heard. It needs to be heard. You need to advocate for yourself. You need to ask for help when you need it. You need to acknowledge, you know what? It's a little scary doing this, isn't it? We all feel that way because it's an opening up. It's a vulnerability, but it's important that we do this. Personal power is generated by confidence, strength, and competence. Confidence, strength, and competence. And you know what? Our confidence comes from just doing. Just doing. When we do, we're showing confidence and we're also feeding confidence. When we are saying, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway, we are showing our strength. And you know what else? When we do it, and even if we don't quite get it right, but we're saying, okay, for the next time I can do this, that's competency right there. Because the competency is learning and bettering and becoming the best version of yourself that you can. And guess what? The best version of yourself for today and this year is going to be different than next year. We're constantly in this change element. Isn't that so fun though? Isn't it fun to surprise yourself with who you are? I love what Lisa just said. Did you see that? I want to honor God with my body and life. That's exactly it, Lisa. And that's what personal power is about, is honoring God by moving our bodies because he gave it to us, by using our voice because he also gave it to us, and by advocating for others, for ourselves, and being strength in this very fallen and tragic world. Isn't it so true? Isn't it so true? Psychologists tell us that personal power represents a movement towards self-realization, so you can master yourself. And honestly, a lot of times people think that, so you can master others, so you can lord it over others. That's just not true. That's not what personal power is about. It's digging deep and finding out who you really are. Who you really are, because who you really are will show up in the way that you advocate for yourself. It will. Use your voice. Yep, you're going to get heard. Are you going to be, and we learn too, at first point, we might be using our voice and we might come across as harsh. And then we kind of think, okay, well then let me temper that a little bit with this. And let me massage that a little bit. And how can I be kind and sweet? How can I be loving? How can I show empathy and care for this other? Where's the love? Where's the love? If we are not going to be representative and be the love and offer love as we're doing all of these things, then it's just, we're bulldozers coming right out the thing and just like knocking everybody out of our way. That's not personal power. That's holding it over people, lording it over people. It's unbelievably wrong. And it's not caring, and it's not loving, and it's not personal power either. But as we understand what this personal power is, we become more of who we are meant to be. We become more of who we're meant to be. And we can start leaving some of this autopilot living to toilet cleaning and making the bed and just doing the mundane stuff that we need to do every day for our life, taking a shower. Fine. But we are now in our lives living it consciously, being aware of things, being aware of our decisions, and being aware that we are actually utilizing, actually using our personal power. And that's Bruce Lipton. Fabulous book if you haven't seen it, right? Fabulous book. Look at the book, The Biology of Belief, or listen to it, whatever you want. There's a lot of sciencey, this paper said this and this paper said that, but at the bottom line thing is in the last chapter. And the last chapter is, 85% of us live our lives on autopilot and really never live our lives because we're not even conscious of it. Our unconscious brain, and you know it because you've done this just like I have, got in the car, driven someplace, and then just said, whoa, how did that happen? How did I just get here? How did I just get here? You ever had that happen? I know you have. But think about that and use that as the analogy of like, do I want to live my life like this? Just how did I get here? On your deathbed, how did I get here? Where did my life go? And I want you to have and savor and be vibrant in your life. Be intentional with everything. Be intentional with your thoughts and your words and your actions. Intentional so that you can have this lovely, vibrant life that we always talk about. We lose the sweetness of life when we're just constantly on this autopilot thing. We lose all the sweetness of life. That doesn't mean we need to be present for the toilet cleaning. Like I said, you can just like check out and let's get this done and let's get through the task stuff that we need to do. And I'm not dismissing them as not important. I'm just saying that if you want to check out for a minute, that's a good place to do it. But you don't want to check out in a relationship, in a conversation with a dear friend. You don't want to check out when you're having your daughter tell you something or be on the phone or whatever. Did I ever mention that childhood goes really fast and that before you know it, they're graduating, before you know it, they're gone, and before you know it, they're married, living on the other side of the country? Did I ever tell you that? So those moments of checking out and not being present will really hit you when they're gone, because the childhood is just a flash in the pan. And it really does go fast. There are 3 things that you need to collaborate to bring your personal power into being. And that is your intellect, your spirit, and your will. Because, it's what we say here at the Daily Dish. We want you to connect heart, mind, body, and soul, because that is what creates vibrancy. That is what creates a life. That is the thing that moves the needle and moves a life into the direction that you want it to go. I believe that's God's gift to you, is to let you know exactly what that is. And these are capabilities, and you have the ability to discern a lot of different things. You can discern the fact that you want knowledge over ignorance, right? You want wisdom over foolishness and hard work over easy, because easy is just basically you're looking for entitlement. That's what happens, really, I think, when we're in this whole easy button thing. It's just a little bit crazy. Obviously, love over hate. Obviously, humility over arrogance. And above all, grace over condemnation. Nobody needs to be condemned. Nobody needs to. And the other thing is, I think it's really sad when people start to say, well, you blah, blah, blah. And they don't know what you think. They don't know what you feel. They don't know what your thoughts are. Why would we do that to one another? instead of love, instead of ask, instead of just be gentle and gracious and loving, even in a disagreement. We can do that with each other. And I keep this in mind very much. You know what it's like having a partner in life, right? You know what it's like. There's a lot of togetherness, and there's a lot of opportunity for rubbing up against each other and just kind of getting on each other's nerves. But when we decide that we want grace over condemnation and we want loving and kindness over all of this, we tap into our personal power because we recognize that we don't have to be like those bulldozers raging out of a garage just to knock everyone over. Doesn't have to be that way. Not at all. So how do you harness this then? How do we get into this place? Well, I believe that, again, it's we have to stand for something, right? We have to stand for and be the women that we say we are. And that means that our actions and our words need to line up. We talked about that yesterday with an alignment assignment. Wouldn't it be terribly disappointing for you if you came to Full Bloom and I was just like, hey guys, here comes dinner, and somebody just comes in and delivers all these pizzas? Wouldn't you be just a little disappointed? There's a little bit of an out of alignment there. It wouldn't work, would it? Would it? Because that's not what I'm telling you about. That's not what I'm saying is the thing. So we need to be in alignment with our words, with our actions, and with our lives. And when we do, there's a peace that comes with that, and there is power in it. And the power that's in it, by the way, is everything. You can feel it. You can feel it because, you've got this momentum. You've got this push from here are my words, here are my actions. Those two come together, bam, there it is. Otherwise, you go, here are my words, here are my actions. Do you like my sound effects? That's the whole thing. You're either in or you're out. And we need to be in alignment because that gives us peace in our heads. It gives our power back to ourselves where it belongs. So it's kind of like this, have you ever taken two, are they Target trifecta pizzas? Nope. Have you ever seen, you got two magnets and they go boop like this? That's an alignment assignment. And you turn them around and you keep going and there's no way they're going to come together. That's when you're out of alignment. That's when you've lost your personal power, by the way. Your personal power means nothing because you haven't, it's like what we talked about yesterday. When we give, when we say this is a priority and this is something that I need to do, and then you don't do it, you've diminished the word priority. You've diminished all of these things that you say are a priority in your life. And God forbid, you should say it's my husband and my children. And then they don't become a priority. Your Netflix or your phone becomes a priority. That's condemning. And it's condemning to yourself. It should be a rude awakening and a cosmic 2x4. But so this is the other thing though. This is also a reckoning of the fact that you lost your personal power by losing that alignment assignment. So confidence in what you stand for, belief in what you're willing to work for, right? Are you willing to work for what you want? That's really what the bottom line is, isn't it? Are you willing to work for it? And are you willing to have Edison moments where you say, okay, that one didn't work. Let's figure this out. Let's keep moving the puzzle pieces around. Let's keep doing this and staying in it. You willing to do that? That's personal power right there. And even if you don't get it right the first time or even the 10th time, the fact that you stay in, that's everything. And 3, be authentically you, I'm authentically me. I'm showing up with my bra straps hanging out. You're welcome. Just whatever. I'm showered. I'm clean. I did what I needed to do this morning. I feel good. I'm authentically myself. I'm authentically sitting here in front of you with my messy desk that I've told you about a million times and my family upstairs and a dog that hopefully is not peeing or pooping in the house. When people come over, he just loses his potty training. But this is the thing. When we are willing to work, when we're willing to say that is not a 4-letter word, that is something, it's a God-given grace that we have. It's goals, it's everything. When we're willing to work for it, boy, isn't it? We overcome. We're continually overcoming. We're continually being victors and not victims. Number 4 is you're proactive and not overreactive, because you know what? That's how personal power is lost. We lose it with being overreactive. You know, you're overreactive like, oh, well, you said this, blah, 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 blah. How powerful does that make you feel afterwards? How good do you feel about yourself and about what just the transaction of the words that just happened? How good does that make you ever feel? I've said to Mark before, and I mean, good grief, I feel like we have a really good relationship, and I'm blessed to have like where we can just kind of come to this place and say, this, we just need to work this business out, and we're very analytical about it, and I really believe that so helps, because our emotions and feelings can all just clutter everything up and just make us, boom. It's like atomic bomb just went off. Instead, we just need a sparkler. We don't need that big of a reaction. Can we just take it down a notch and just sit there and be wise women who make a decision that working things out is much more important than making this big noise? I'm thinking really hard about the easy button right now. You know what? We all have to ask, what am I willing to work hard for? I told you I have a Peloton and I work on that every day, and I've figured out my sweet spot. It took me a hard minute. I've had it since September. It took me a long time to finally figure out what works for me without overdoing it, without saying, I just gotta, take a day off or so, and then getting really erratic with it. But it's taken me a minute to do that. But on my Facebook groups, I always see that this is the before and this is the after. The before and afters I find to be really interesting. And every single woman who's come up, I mean, a woman who was like 300 pounds, she's now 150, lost half her body weight. She did it in a year. A year. And she said, you know what? I worked really hard. And every single day I worked it in. And she was really grateful for Peloton. And what she had said was, I was able to do 10 minutes here. I was able to do 10 minutes there. And I was like, right on. And she, of course, corrected her diet, and she corrected her stinking thinking, because she was all over the place. And she recognized without consistency, it would not happen. And she wanted her life back. That's what's personal power. The willingness to work, the willingness to get your hands and nails and you're dirty, the willingness to go in there and to really crack it down and say, you know what? I want that more than anything. And if you do, that is going to show up. If you do, you're going to start getting results. If you do, it's going to be a daily thing. You're going to work your tail off. And boy, oh boy, are you going to find your personal power. Like lava everywhere. And last but not least, but you find yourself also being victimless. You know why? You've made a decision. I'm not a victim anymore. It's not because my husband or my ex-husband or this guy or that guy. It's not any of that. You know what it is? It's a victory lap. It's, you know what? This happened. That's over. And now I am a victor, not a victim. Living in victimhood is complete powerlessness. There's no personal power there. So if we're going to live in personal power, we're going to understand that we are a victor over anything that we make a decision to be a victor over. It really is that simple. And even if you don't believe it, I will challenge you to say, I am a victor every single day. It's like me. I'm an athlete every single day. 63 years old. I get up and I do my thing. I'm not on there doing the endurance rides. I'm not on there killing myself. I'm willing, though, every single day to get in there and to work up a sweat and practice what I preach. What about you? Where are you right now with this? Where are you with making decisions for your life that's saying, yes, I'm willing to work, and I'm willing to work as hard as I've ever worked in my life. Yes, I'm willing to tap into all that I have inside. And yes, I'm willing to admit I don't know it all and I need help, or that I need some wisdom from somebody else, or whatever it is that you need. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're part of this group and part of this community, we've got your back. And I will tell you, I will do anything in my power to help you to realize that the type of women that you are. It's a wise woman. It's a personally powered woman. It's a woman who can stand up, rise up, and become a part of the rising tide. Whenever you make that decision, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy sailing all the way, but it just means that you're going to find the gumption and you're going to find the chutzpah, the inner chutzpah that we talked about yesterday. It's all there. Just believe in it and start working it out. You've got this. I'm honest to God, you've got this. And if you believe that, pinkies up. Because that's how wise women roll. We get it, and we do it with the community. We do it with each other, and we do it on a daily basis. There's no other way to live. There's no other way to really experience the fullness and the sweetness of what life has to offer. This is vibrancy all the way. Vibrancy from here to there. And I'm going to tell you what, it's all for you right here in your beautiful self. It's all yours. So I want to see if you're going to grab on it. If this has challenged you, then let's go. If you're challenged, then put a post in the Hot Melt Sprint group and say, you know what, today's thing really challenged me. And this is what it challenged me to do. This is what I've realized from all of this. This is meant to stir the pot. That's why we get together every day. I hope this helped you, and I hope you're feeling a little something inside. And I hope more than anything that you're recognizing and seeing yourself in the way God looks at you, the way He sees you, in all of your magnificent beauty. You know what? Sometimes it might be beauty out of ashes, but you know what? We have to start somewhere, don't we? So don't ever despair. Don't ever think I'm not enough or I can't do this. Yes, you can. You can do it. And if you need help, you call on me and I will be there to help you. I promise you. Anytime anybody sends an email into customer service and says, I'm just really having a hard time, I get them. That's how we roll here. That's the way we do our lives. That's the way we do business. That's the way we help each other. So I'm there for you. You got that? Pinkies up. Peace be with you. I so appreciate it. Sarah gets a auto completes pinkies up as soon as she types the letter P. I love that. I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed this show today. If it meant something to you, go ahead and serve it up to someone else, would you? And tomorrow is Wise Women's Wednesday. We're turning up the heat, girlfriends. I'm telling you. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.